there's so much great queer cinema. I feel so lucky to be a part of a legacy of queer films, and I hope that, it continues and people keep making really gay movies.
Letterboxd is going to eat up the scene where you're de-queering the house. Especially with, de-queering all the physical media.
What are we supposed to do exactly?
We gotta de-queer the house! God, you have so much lesbian literature.
I mean, that was so fun. I think we all got that done in a day. It had that energy where we were literally running around the house like, all right, we gotta do the next setup in like 5 minutes. Let's go.
When I read it in the script, I could not wait to shoot that scene. We're talking about every square inch of this family's walls is packed with queer art.
Everything in this house is gay!
It's just such a beautiful, humorous way to talk about and approach what it means to hide yourself. You curate your safe space for yourself, and to have to strip that away suddenly, I love that it was done in a humorous way. It felt like a very nice, light touch to have the rest of the story kind of revolve around.
There's some fun Easter eggs. We had to throw in a little Alice Wu reference just to take it back to Saving Face, which, of course, you've got Joan Chen in that film as well as in our film. A fun collaborative effort. We worked with our production designer, Charlotte Royer. We worked with our prop master, and we also worked with our actors to get this wonderful collection of queer films that, Angela and Lee would have. I'm excited for Letterboxd audience to get to see what gets taken off the shelf to hide away.
What films would you pick for your own personal queer cinema physical media shelf?
I love the Stephen Winter film Chocolate Babies. That's a deep cut. I think it's incredible. One of my favorites that I saw only recently. People should check it out.
I'll do Female Trouble. I have a Female Trouble poster from John Waters in my dressing room at SNL and at home. Certain Women.
I was going to say Certain Women with Lily as well.
I fucking love that.
Obviously, Brokeback Mountain, Ang Lee.
I mean, I certainly have Brokeback Mountain.
Yes.
There's a lot of parallels with Heath Ledger's character in that, particularly with how I approached the rancher and Certain Women. It felt so familiar to so many rural queers, that story, in a way that we weren't trying to display. It just naturally lived in the dynamics of it all, which I also love.
Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. That's a fun one for me.
I just bought that on Blu-ray too.
Did you?
Yeah, it's
Great.
on my shelf as well.
Amazing. I love that.
I was a big musical theater fan, so I think the movie that I really loved that had a lot of queer representation was Rent.
Yes!
Such a wide range
Thank
of queer
you.
representation in that, right?
But I feel like at the time of the movie release, there were so many snobs who were like, it's
So
not as
many
good as the
snobs,
theater. And I'm
but
like,
it's
"It don't-
so good."
It was my entry, but I didn't have access to theater growing
I
up.
didn't
and so
either, yeah.
the movie version is huge.
I want to know favorite song from Rent from any of the Rent heads here.
Oh, Take Me or Leave Me.
Oh,
Amazing.
huge.
So
Out
good.
Tonight. I love
Out Tonight. Love.
La Mala Noche, that's a fun one. Gus Van Sant's first film. We had to go back to some of the OGs, right? La Cage aux Folles, and then of course The Birdcage, and just wanting to figure out how you can get that heightened comedy, but still ground it in relationships and dynamics. I think in La Cage aux Folles and The Birdcage, there's this joke about hiding identity and then not actually really being able to. We are who we are and we can't hide it. And I think that cinematically is such an important and fun to watch lesson.
I'm going to say this is a queer film, Charlie's Angels, the original.
It is.
It is.
It's not a queer movie, but there's a major centerpiece character in Little Big Man, one of the original revisionist westerns of the early 1970s. Dustin Hoffman, Chief Dan George, is the first Native person to be nominated for an Oscar for his role in that. Maybe the first film that really tackled gender identity and queerness in a very non-judgmental way for 1971.
Wow.
It's hidden. It's hidden in a film a lot of people don't engage with or watch, but I think it's a pretty important seminal part of queer cinema.
We're going to get that on more Letterboxd Watchlist.
Yes!
I did 2 queer films in Korea, and that's why I'm here. Thanks to Andrew seeing my old films.
Everyone should watch Where Your Eyes Linger. Oh, he's so good in it.
I don't like it because this is my first film.
No, but he's so good!
I had to learn a lot since then, but yeah, that's kind of first film I did. Yeah, that was debut film. And this is also a debut film in Hollywood and it's also a queer, so it's I have a
Gay God.
he's really powerful, I guess.
And then, of course, Ang Lee's The Wedding Banquet. Like, we had to think about the beauty of that genre exploration that Ang Lee and James Schamus did. And, I was so honored to get to co-write this Wedding Banquet with James, show that honor and respect to Ang Lee's film.
I have a Happy Together posteritati poster that I bought in New York. I'm just giving you 4 answers because I just
No, I know. I'm tricking you.
You're tricking me into giving me 4. Oh my gosh.
There we go.
Yes.
There we go.